Welcome, everybody. I'm Kevin Samuel, and this is the Doghouse. Today, we're going to talk about a topic I found interesting um, about the housing market and what I feel is a trap if we don't know better. So, I'm here to share and shed some light on how I feel the housing market is going to crash.
Listen up. This is a billion-dollar industry that we are in right now. When you start giving people things or accommodating people who really don't have finances, when you tell people, oh, $0 down, come on in. No, no money down, no closing, no nothing, right?
It's
You
always a
are
catch.
opening business up to people who aren't business savvy. You understand? So let me explain to y'all the long-term play of it. If you gotta buy in these ghettos, if you gotta buy in these ghettos and certain areas you gotta buy in, right? You gotta understand that they would love to regentrify everything, but they just can't. They just can't get to it. One, it's dangerous. Two, it takes up too much time. They're gonna have to deal with people that they really don't want to deal with. I'm giving you the long term.
The people they don't want to deal with are minorities. That's why they don't have to deal with us directly. Banks have been known to give people, minorities, higher interest rates, not approving loans. Homes have been appraised for less, like way less. So for them to open it up, the market just for everybody, there's a catch to it. And if you don't know how to maintain or operate a business, because that's what a house is, a house or a piece of property is a business.
Play of it, so don't be small-minded because it is not a short-term play for you. So now they give you all this money, they give you these houses, they give you access to these houses in your neighborhood. It's a great thing, right? You get in, now you got these interest rates. Now you got to be able to pay what they call overhead on time every month. The average person that don't even have a down payment, that don't have a down payment or closing costs, is probably not good with finances, right? So we're going to give it to them anyway. Donald Trump was the best that ever done this. What happened was, during the pandemic, you had a bunch of people that had no money. You had the Federal Reserve Bank, which has all the money in the world, that lends money to the U.S. government. The only way that he knew that he could line his pockets during a time of need if he gave it to a certain demographic of people. When he gave that money to that demographic of people, they sat back, watch. Here they come, open the doors. Y'all ran through every door y'all could. Y'all spent every dime y'all could have
Spent
spent,
it
whatever,
quick.
with those people.
Spent it
Y'all made
quick.
those people richer. Y'all became broke all over again, and most of y'all are miserable. Most of y'all are depressed. Same scenario. Pay attention. They're gonna let y'all all in and get all of these houses. It already been happening. Y'all just didn't know it. But they're gonna give y'all these houses, no money down, no closing costs. So basically, go ahead, pick out a house, and we're gonna give it to you.
Whichever one you want.
For those that actually do get in the game and actually do get some of these things completed and actually do get an opportunity to refinance them and get the banks get a better rate, they're banking on you not to be able to play the game long term, to be able to lose it. For those that just run out and just blow through the money and don't know what they're doing from the beginning, they're going to immediately own those assets.
And then once they own the assets are properties that they didn't know about or they didn't care about. For like, so like, say if you bought property in um, Flint, Michigan, before the pipes, that they were way down low, and now that the pipes are fixed, the property's up. So everybody made a good dollar. But now the interest rate is so high, you can't afford it. You're paying off the house forever, and the interest rate goes down. So now your bills are higher. So now you can't afford to pay it. They take it, and now they have houses where they didn't want houses for nothing, and now your credit's messed up, and it's hustling backwards.
The long term play for them is there are so many people that are savvy, that are accredited investors that know the game, that get denied by banks daily. People like myself.
They get denied because they know the game. If you know the game, then they deny you because they know you are what they don't want. They don't want smart people to use their tools against them. So they give it to people who don't have nothing, who are just looking for the house to move into, which I respect. I understand everybody's tired of paying rent. But if you don't have things in place to be able to, like he said, cover your overhead, it's a fail, and then they win.
Self that are gonna, I don't deal with the bank, so I'm just telling you, people that myself that know how to play the game and actually gonna create financial literacy for others and teach people how to be financially literate and create a legacy for their family and be able to leave stuff behind. Those people are not their target because it's no benefit for them in the long run. The benefit is for the people. Somebody gives you something with zero money down. Trust me, it's a whole bunch of interest involved. And y'all know interest is a sin, for real, right? But we're gonna play this game. So now you got a whole bunch of interest that's involved, which the average person is controlled through interest because you have to be a slave to your finances if you can't maintain interest. And this is what's going to happen. So basically what's going to happen is this. They're going to give y'all all of these houses. People are going to be running around, yeah, I'm in the game, I'm in the game, I'm in the game. Without the proper education and tools. So you're going to fail. And when you fail, guess who's going to own your whole neighborhood? That's right, that bank. They're going to all the land. They'll be able to leverage the land back to the people that they really want to leverage it 2, 10, 15, 20 years from now. And you won't have nothing. You won't even be able to walk through your own neighborhood. Y'all understand that?
And that's how they do gentrification. When I was a kid, I lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In the height of the crack epidemic, the property was nothing. Um, a lot of people bought, a lot of people sold. I had a couple family members that bought stuff for pennies that's worth two, 300 times what it's worth. Um, they use the news and the media to persuade people to go to a different neighborhood or a different section or a different town, and then the areas they ran you out of, they jack the prices up. So now the price of where you once lived, you can't afford to go there, and that's how gentrification happens. Um, so people need to come together and go to like a class to understand the business side of a house before you get it, or maybe you guys, maybe 3 or 4 people might pool together and put their assets together and get 3 houses and use one to pay the other to pay the other. That way you don't lose. The power of pooling money is one of the greatest assets that we have as people.
It's a way bigger play. Now, guess what it's going to look like? Yeah, we looking out. We giving you something. It's like a drug dealer giving out testers. Here, come on. Here, you ain't got no money. Don't worry about it. Here. Next thing you know, you bringing everything you own back to that same person. You
Mhm.
bringing them your kids food stamps. You bringing them your kids toys for Christmas. You bringing them everything. That's the
Everything.
game. So I'm not sitting here. Oh, I'm shooting negative down. Bro, I let y'all teach whatever y'all want to teach. I'll open my mouth. I know half that shit be wrong, but I don't like to look like I'm going against people. But when I'm seeing all of these people posting this thing, as if that's like giving a person that don't know nothing about business a business. Like, what do you expect them to do? They're gonna lose it.
Fail.
And whoever was renting them that space is the only person that's gonna win. Whoever
Yep.
owns that space and takes it back is the only person that's gonna win. Because what happens is this. Now you can't utilize your name nowhere because your name is hit. You weren't done in this business. You get a foreclosure on your credit or something, or you might as well hang it up. You think a
Facts.
bankruptcy bad, ain't nobody rocking with you. So I want y'all to understand that. So for people say, listen, zero money down, this and that, they are catering to a certain demographic of people that they know is just
Can't afford it.
not financially literate. You know what I'm saying? So for right now, in the next 10, 15 years, they're gonna make the interest payments off you. And if you lose it, they're gonna own it all back. You know what I mean? So it's not a real play for you. You know what I mean? It's a bigger play. And truth be told, it's always been around. They just switched the wording up. The verbiage, what they call it, verbiage. Stay tuned, stay locked in. It's the one and only big business or no business, baby. Controlling the
Yeah, so big business is a guy I follow a lot. He drops a lot of jewels and information. Um, and me and my friends started an investment group, so I've learned a lot in this process. A lot of headaches, a lot of ups and downs. And um, before we had the assets or the credit in place, it wasn't. It was easier to get properties because the banks, they looked at your credit score. Now that we've put together a team that knows the business, we run into bigger hurdles. Before it was just, the loan, now this, now they pull out all the stops to slow down the construction, to slow down the deal, to slow down the closing, to slow down everything. Um, that way, sometimes it's better to use a hard money lender, depending on your situation, and then you can cash out, refinance to pull your assets back out of the property in equity. Um, but that's a whole different topic. I just wanted to touch on the housing market, and hopefully that, not really the housing market, on this little deal that they're giving. It's good if you know what you're doing. If you don't, just tread carefully. Um, read all the fine print, and the interest rate alone might be the cost of a house. So just look at it, and if you get the house, start lining up your affairs to be able to refinance it so you can get a lower rate. You get what I'm saying? While you're in the house, you're going to be paying interest, just pretty much interest for the first 10, 15 years, like you said. So in those first 5, 10 years, get your credit right so you can refinance. And when you refinance, take the equity, put it back into the house so you get more equity. Then you can take that money out and put it towards getting that interest rate down. You know what I'm saying? I wish everybody the best. You guys have a great day, a great night, a great evening, great year.